Hello, ladies and gentlemen. On 6th, 7th of October, the lunar nodes finally are changing their positions. Now, until 6th of October, they are in Libra, Aries. So Rahu, the head of the dragon, is in Aries, and Ketu, the tail of the dragon, is in Libra. This was the case for the last 18 months. You know, they move retrograde, they have their retrograde motion, and when they enter the axis of Pisces, Virgo, they will be moving retrogradely. They will be starting from the 30th, the last degrees of Pisces and Virgo, and they will be occupying the two signs, this axis, 18 months. Now, as you know, the lunar nodes are these very points where the moon is crossing the ecliptic, the path of the sun. These are very karmic points. Most of the information we have about them comes from the Indian ancient Vedic astrology. We do have information from the Greek, also a little bit from the Babylonian, but very clearly the nature of the lunar nodes is explained by the Vedic astrology. They are considered to be malefic. Rahu, the head of the dragon, is considered to be a little bit more benevolent, but both are malefic. They are considered to do something like exaltation. Rahu in Scorpio, and or the opposite, Ketu in Scorpio and Rahu in Taurus. This is not the classical exaltation, but just like they give some good qualities there. We will see how they will operate and how they will influence the world when they will be in Pisces and Virgo. I will be looking also at the 12 ascendants. Briefly, just to remind you of the mythology behind their nature. This is important because every mythology is giving us really the sense, the true meaning of planets, of stars, also of the lunar nodes, which are actually invisible planets. They call them planets, but they're not. As you see, there are these 2 points where the moon is crossing the sun's ecliptic, but still they operate as planets, and I see more and more how important they are. In the beginning, when I was doing astrology, I tend to ignore them a little bit. This was a big mistake. They are very, very important. So just briefly, the story, I will try to make it really very brief. The story was when there was great war on heaven. You know, this is I think the Indian myth of creation or something like that. And the Brahma, the Indians, divas were fighting the Asurs, I think. And then at one point when they had to regain their powers, the divas had to do collective churning of the ocean in order to get the nectar of life, in order to regain their powers. And for these reasons, they were churning, and they used a great dragon on the sky known as Vasuki, the Serpent King, who was supposed to tie a mountain which was built on the top of a turtle divinity, one of the incarnations of the Lord Vishnu. As a result of this churning, a great poison came out, and actually this poison was drank by a god, by one of the Trinity, one of the three creators gods. And then as a result, the trees, the plants, the animal world came out. But then also the goddess of prosperity at that time got married to god Vishnu. Finally, the celestial physician, the doctor, came out with the nectar of life, which nectar was supposed to be distributed between gods and demons. But the gods requested Lord Vishnu to came and bring justice because they did not agree also the demons to gain eternal life by drinking the nectar of life. So what happened is Lord Vishnu took the form of enchantress who took the responsibility of distributing the nectar of life. And however, one of the demons that we started the story with, whose name was this complicated one, Sure Funny, found out, and actually he also drank from the nectar. He found a way to deceive Lord Vishnu. Actually, the story is such, there are different versions of the story that Lord Vishnu actually knew, but he allowed him to drink from this nectar. And still the divinities, the sun and the moon gods, complained to God Vishnu. They said that he needs to do something because the demon drank from the nectar of life. But he already drank, and Lord Vishnu cut him into two pieces. One was Ketu, and then the other one was Rahu. So his body was cut into two. But because he drank from the nectar, even cut into two pieces, he remains immortal. So you see, this is a story based on illusion, and we know that Ketu, the tail of the dragon, is always associated with the past. He is associated with what we bring into this lifetime in terms of memories, experiences, knowledge, expertise, talents, everything, you know, that we brought into for past lifetimes. So interestingly, for the next 18 months, as of 7th actually of October, Ketu will be associated with our past lifetimes, past karma. Ketu is also considered to be malefic in a sense that we are not associated, but dissociating from this area where he is. So this part of our lives in this regard, Virgo, as the natural 6th house of the zodiac, is something which is most like associated with the past, with previous lifetimes, with previous knowledge, previous experiences. And then see what is happening. Rahu will be in Pisces, and Pisces, wherever Rahu is, he's about what we want to achieve, what we want to learn, what the soul did not have enough experiences, because this has nothing to do with past lifetime, but more like with the future. It also, interestingly, it also has nothing to do with the present, because Rahu and Ketu, remember, they have only head and tail. So it will have to do with the future lifetimes. And we will see how in the world the presence of Rahu in Pisces will be a lot about what the 12th house of the zodiac and Pisces represent. And this is a lot about spirituality, philosophical belief system, knowledge. And actually, you can see, I was just checking, and I forgot exactly the name of which guru was with Rahu in Pisces. Anyway, my research showed me that many spiritual gurus or leaders in the world had Rahu in Pisces. So many spiritual individuals would have Rahu in Pisces. However, the bad energy vibration manifestations of Rahu in Pisces can lead to many fake philosophies or extreme religious how you call this, extremely religious let me check, extreme religious, like extremists, you know, people who are so much into dogma and less in spirituality, so to say. I just didn't find the word immediately. When we are too much, you see, the thing is that when we are so much into spirituality and less in the Virgo-like matters, because you have Ketu in Pisces. Pisces is representing the natural 6th house of the zodiac. Virgo is representing the natural 6th house of the zodiac. And it is not only health. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, by Hermes, is also is also knowledge. Yes, it will be, of course, the sixth house is about health. The sixth house is about the routine. It is our everyday work. And whenever Ketu is, we tend to dissociate, like I told you, from this house, and we tend to go in the direction of Rahu. Of course, they are both very much connected, and our aim basically is to find balance. So when we are so much into Ketu, into Rahu, into Pisces, we are less into Ketu, into Virgo. And this can bring problems in business, in the routine. This can make us dissociate with the routine, with the everyday business, activities, administration. We can disconnect from our daily life and devote ourselves so much into the spirituality, the temple, which can be also a little bit illusionary, because not without the reason I started with the mythological story of Rahu and Ketu. So basically, our remedy is balance, both. We always, also what I see in the horoscopes of people, wherever Ketu is, this is usually when they have their challenges, their issues, unless they know and they find out about this and they find the balance. So what I see that will be happening for the next 18 months will be that people will be running into new spiritual philosophies. Eventually new gurus will rise, nothing wrong with that, and this will cause challenges with the routine, in a business, in the daily operations. And also this is where we need to find balance, and this is our remedy. Of course, you will be hearing about remedies like chanting, mantras. Fine, if you believe in that. I don't. I believe more in the intention and the practical work when it comes to Rahu Ketu. I believe that these are very karmic points, and if you sit only to chant mantras, I don't see how you will be changing the malefic effect of Rahu and Ketu. I think we need action. So for the world, basically, this is how I see this happening. Wherever they change, our focus changes or lack of focus. So let's see how this will work for the 12 ascendants, because this is practically what concerns us. So starting with the 12 ascendants, just small note to make. The Rahu and Ketu, the two lunar nodes, bring with themselves the eclipses, the solar and both solar and lunar. If during the last 2 years we had most of the eclipses happening on the axis of Aries Libra, and we saw, I made many videos on that, how this changed our lives, both on mundane world and on personal levels. Now the eclipses will be happening on the axis of Pisces, Virgo, and this would say that people who have Pisces or Virgo on ascendant, descendant, or moon in Pisces, Virgo, will have important changes in their lives. This video will be followed by video on the eclipses for the 12 ascendants. Of course, if you like, take a look at my video about the eclipses on mundane level. I explained the two eclipses in October, 14th October and 29th of October, solar and lunar eclipses. I explained how they will influence and affect the world. And my next video will be on how the eclipses will influence our lives personally, on personal level, for the 12 ascendants. Also this month on my website you will find my special reading only on the eclipses and how they will influence our 2 years ahead, because the eclipses in Pisces and Virgo will be for approximately 2 years there. According to the ancients, they are considered to be dramatic, but yes, they are, because usually this is very specific, very heavy energy, but there are always remedies which are different for the different horoscopes. So now, saying this, let's see how, of course, considering the fact that eclipses also come in Aries, I keep saying Aries Libra, because this was what I've been repeating for the last 2 years. the eclipses in Pisces, Virgo. So let's start with people who have sidereal ascendant Aries. Now, if you have sidereal ascendant Aries, possibly your tropical ascendant will be in Taurus. If you don't know your time of birth, of course, consider the placement of the moon. So eventually, if you have sidereal Aries or moon in Aries or tropical Taurus or moon in Taurus, then I think you will be experiencing some sort of relief, because on 6th of October, the lunar nodes are leaving your ascendant descendant, where they brought you multiple major changes, and now they move into the axis of Pisces, Virgo. This is great change for you. Then you know, Rahu will be on your 12th house and Ketu will be on your 6th house. This would say that you might eventually become, during the next 18 months, very much driven to occult spirituality, to the temple, to abroad, to be on your own, to escape to abandon even the world, the routine. To change your work, you know, this can be a little bit. I advise you to find balance, to find ways to combine both. To me, this is the remedy, because Ketu in your 6th house can cause you some health disharmonies, and eventually can bring disharmonies and disputes. But if you manage to remain very balanced, to find time for your routine, for your work, for your health, and find time also for your spiritual work and consciousness, then you will be well. So for me, this is the practical remedy. Of course, if you love to add chanting of mantras, this is also maybe good. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Taurus or moon in Taurus, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this is Gemini or moon in Gemini, modern wise. Now for you, the placement of the new lunar nodes, not new, but the new placement of the lunar nodes will be, Rahu will be on your 11th house and Ketu will be on your 5th house. Now, Ketu in the 5th house will make you, of course, to have very wise approach towards talents, creative activities, knowledge, and can make you more driven to social life, to gains, to have your new way of appearing in the social life, more like having your new interests. Maybe this can make you driven to new friendships or new projects. All this is fine, but again, here comes the matter of balance. The remedy for this is to find balance. Like if you will feel that you're very social and less driven to creative knowledge, beauty work, creative activities, I would tell you better find balance and find time for both, so that you can really truly benefit. Because when we are too driven to the 11th house to gains, we tend to miss the other one, which is creative knowledge, the creative way of making gains and money. So in order to be you know, to be successful in what you do, it's better to find really time for both. Also, to be because 11th and 5th houses axis is related to children. This gives also attention to children, like to find place also for them, for communication with them, teaching them, sharing our wisdom with them as well. You know, this is also very important as a remedy. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Gemini or moon in Gemini, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Cancer. Now, for you, you know, the new positions of Rahu and Ketu are on your 10th, 4th houses. Rahu in the 10th, Pisces, and Ketu on the 4th, which is Virgo. Now, this is, of course, very powerful axis. Could be that even your midheaven, lower meridian, upper meridian pass through this axis of 10th fourth houses. This can make you very driven to career, to rank, to reach in some sort of tops, desired aims, and can make you give less attention to home, to parents, to your house, to your property. This is, again, this can bring to lack of balance. Like if you're very much devoted to career, to rank, to your highest of goals, and you abandon your home and you lack communication with parents, you have to find balance between both. Not to be very driven. I know that when we're very driven to certain career projects, or we have our own plans, of course we can come up with, we can reach some sort of success, but then you can really lose some things which are even more important, which is contact and connection with parents, your presence at home, let's say. So there is where you may need to find balance. This is very important. And also because with the presence of the lunar nodes on this axis, the eclipses are coming there. You may also experience changes in this axis, especially related to career, home. So this is also very important. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces or moon in Pisces, or if you're looking from the perspective of the modern tropical astrology, this is Leo, modern Leo, or moon in Leo. For you, this presence of the lunar nodes is on the axis of 9th, 3rd houses, where you have Rahu on the 9th and Ketu on the 3rd. This seems to be benevolent placement for you because Rahu on the 9th can give you great spiritual insights, spiritual growth. Ketu, on the other hand, will be on your 3rd house, communication, brothers and sisters. So to me, there are not many risks here, but still you may need to, of course, to be very balanced with your knowledge, communication, and spiritual searchings. Rahu on the 9th can give you desires to travel, and the malefic effect of Ketu in the 30s can cause you like lack of communication, which can have a bit of malefic impact on your business and negotiations. Like you can be very driven to spiritual practices and less driven to your communication, commerce, and business activities. Also there you may need to find absolutely balance and find place for both. This is very, very important. This is the remedy to me. And then we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Leo or moon in Leo, or if you're following the tropical modern astrology, this will be Virgo or moon in Virgo. Now for you, Rahu comes on your 8th house, Pisces, and Ketu comes on your 2nd house, Virgo. Very good. Rahu can make you very driven to occult, to search for the truth, to search for the hidden, to be more interested in money of partner or money that you can generate from partnerships or from unexpected sources. And then Ketu on your 2nd house can make you a bit detached from family roots and a little bit detached from your own classical money making. I believe here you need to reestablish the balance, to search for the secrets of the world, of this matrix, of this universe. World is very fine, but also you need to find balance between connection with family roots, your own money making, and also combine it with the finances of partner or finances of unexpected sources, so that your own traditional classical money making and communication with family roots doesn't suffer. So again, here is the balance which we may need to find. So because Rahu and Ketu are very much about balance. Then we look at Virgo ascendant, sidereal or moon in Virgo, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Libra. Now for you, this axis of yours is where your ascendant and your descendant is, where Rahu and Ketu will be present for the next 18 months. Ketu will be on your ascendant and Rahu will be on your descendant. First 7 houses axis, pretty much associated with yourself, your personal tasks, talents, desires, longings, and also with your partners and partnerships in general. Ketu will be on your ascendant. This can make you detach yourself from yourself, like becoming selfless and becoming more driven to partner, to partnership, to others, which again is something that can surprisingly cause a little bit of challenges in your romantic life, because when you're detaching yourself from your own self, when you are more appreciating and loving the partner than yourself, of course this can cause certain challenges. It means that you need to love yourself and the partner and the others equally. This is about balance, like loving yourself. Don't forget yourself when you're in a relationship. Don't give more love and power to the partner. Love yourself and then you love your partner, because Ketu on the ascendant can easily make you selfless and you devote more energy and love to the partner. And this is causing eventually challenges. So this is the thing with Rahu Ketu on ascendant, descendant of people who have Virgo. Ascendant and descendant Pisces. So this is the main thing. And also, of course, Virgo is about your own knowledge. It is about your own business. So don't detach yourself also from your routine, everyday activities in order to give more time, love, power to the partner. I mean, try to find balance. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Libra or moon in Libra, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Scorpio. Now for you, the two lunar nodes will be on the axis of 12th, 6th houses. Ketu in Virgo on your 12th house and Rahu in Pisces in your 6th house. Now this is very well, very interesting placement, again, very much related to, you know, to health, to spirituality. Now, Ketu in the 12th house. 12th house is about, yes, it is about spirituality. It's your hidden place, it's the temple, it is abroad, it is health, of course. And then Rahu in the 6th house is your routine. So you can be very driven to the routine, to the everyday health matters, to the communication with people who share your routine environment, and you can abandon your spiritual growth, the time that you spend with your own self in the temple. So you have to find balance between both your routine everyday activities represented by the 6th house and finding time to the people who share your routine and everyday activities, and also to find time for your own health, for time that you spend on your own, time that you spend in the temple, for your spiritual growth, awakening, time that you spend in charity, empathy for others. No, this is like both need to come as equally important. Because Rahu in the 6th house can make you very driven to routine, everyday activities, and with this you can forget about your own spiritual growth. Now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Scorpio or moon in Scorpio, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Sagittarius. Now, for you, the placements of Rahu and Ketu will be on your 11th, 5th houses axis. Rahu will be in the 5th house in Pisces, and Ketu will be in Virgo, which is your 11th house. Now, 5th house, Rahu in Pisces will make you very driven to pleasure, creative knowledge. This can make you very excited. You can find creativity, to be very passionate in spirituality and creativity, in talented work, and you can abandon a little bit gains, a bit children, can abandon your social circle, your social presence, social significance. And this is where you need to work a little bit on, not to lose this part of your life temporarily, which will be social circle, communication with children, because you can be overly excited to experience pleasure, to enjoy talented work, you know, beauty, creativity, creative knowledge. So you may need to find balance between both activities. And now we're looking at people who have sidereal ascendant Sagittarius or moon in Sagittarius, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this will be Capricorn. Now for you, Ketu comes right on your 10th house, Virgo, and Rahu comes right in your 4th house, Pisces. Ketu is where we detach ourselves from. 10th house, Ketu is about your career. You can temporarily detach yourselves from career environment, from the projects that you previously found very important. You can detach yourselves very much from your aims, your highest goals, your desires to reach certain rank or aims, and you can find a home, parents, staying at home, your property is more important temporarily. I would say both are important. The risk is that you really detach yourselves from your career work and choose something else. Nothing wrong with them, but maybe it would be safer to find balance, to still to do your routine everyday work and projects and goals, and also to, of course, to find time and to give attention to parents, to home, to property. So this is about Rahu Ketu. And now we have people who have sidereal ascendant Capricorn or moon in Capricorn, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this is Aquarius. For you, axis 9th, 3rd houses, Virgo, a 9th house, Ketu, Pisces, 3rd house, Rahu. Now, Ketu for you will be on your 9th house. Very good. It is about during this moment, you will not be very driven to follow any higher education, maybe to travel. You'll be more devoted to your, you know, to the 3rd house matters, spiritual communication, like 3rd house is also about, you know, commerce. They will have, of course, their spiritual nuance, so to say. And you can temporarily abandon the desire to study, to follow certain higher education. Maybe it's better also, in order to have a remedy really for these particular placements, to find time for both. Like to try to complete study if you have started one, or to, if you feel that you really needed to study something, to try to still to do that, and also to combine it with your routine work, like commerce or negotiations or communication with brothers and sisters, because you will be very driven to matters associated with the 3rd house, which could be negotiations, communication, relationship with brothers and sisters, which is very good, but it's also good not to temporarily give back to travel or studies or philosophies. And now we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Aquarius or moon in Aquarius, or if you're following the modern tropical astrology, this is Pisces. Now for you, the placements of the 2 lunar nodes as of 6th of October will be on your 8th house, Rahu, Ketu in Virgo, and 2nd house, Rahu in Pisces. Rahu in Pisces can make you very driven to finances, like you will be having new focus on finances. And you will have, with Ketu in Virgo on the 8th house, you'll be less focused on 8th house matters, which will be this detailed look into the secrets, occult, esoteric knowledge, the deep, detailed look, really. So you may lose this focus. Therefore, it's good to have both. Like one, to really be, not to lose the focus on this, on the detail, on the secrets, on the lies, on the dark side of the matrix, on the occult, and also to keep your focus, of course, on your routine money making. So this is a little bit the remedy which I see. And then we look at people who have sidereal ascendant Pisces and also sidereal ascendant Pisces, moon in Pisces, or if you follow in the modern tropical astrology, this will be Aries, and then your ascendant will be Virgo, where you have Ketu, and in Pisces on your ascendant you have Rahu. Rahu on your ascendant can make you very driven to yourself, like you will be the focus of in this life for the next 18 months. Not so much the partner, not so much partnerships, like you are the one. Because Rahu is giving us focus. And this way, the partner may lose your attention, like the attention will be mainly towards yourself, and this can cause eventually challenges in your romantic life. Temporarily, the energies can change so that you're detaching a little bit yourself from your romantic life, from your relationship, to put more attention on personally on yourself. I would say find balance. Of course, love yourself, find time for yourself, but also try to have balance and not to detach yourself if you can from partner. Remain loving, diplomatic if you can, because otherwise this can have impact on your romantic life. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was more or less about Rahu and Ketu and their presence as of 6th, 7th of October in Rahu in Pisces, Ketu in Virgo. This will be very important change. You will see how this will have impact on the world, because of course the eclipses will be also on this axis. And if you like to know more how this will have impact for the next 2 years on you, we can have a reading, of course. So all the best, and I'm making now another analysis on the eclipses for the 12 ascendants. All the best to you.